This is dashcam footage from November 3rd, 2023, Braemar Hill Road, Hong Kong, 1:47 a.m. Watch the road ahead. Empty, dark, normal. Now watch the right side of the screen. There. Did you see it? Let me rewind. A woman standing on the side of the road, wearing red, a long red dress. She's waving, flagging down the car like she needs help. The driver slows down. He's going to stop. That's what you do. You see someone on the side of the road at night. You stop. You help. But watch what happens next. The woman steps forward, into the headlights, and you can see her clearly now. Red wedding dress, traditional Chinese kipao, hair covering her face, bare feet. The driver stops completely. He leans over to open the passenger door, and the woman smiles. Watch her face. Watch closely. Her mouth opens, too wide, impossibly wide, and she starts laughing. The driver panics. He reverses. Fast. He backs up 30 meters. Then he turns around and drives away. Wrong direction. He's going back down the hill. The camera is still recording, still pointed at the woman, and she's not there anymore. The spot where she was standing is empty. She vanished in less than 3 seconds. No time to run, no time to hide. She was just gone. The driver was a Hong Kong taxi driver, 38 years old, been driving for 15 years, seen everything, knows every road in Hong Kong. He refused to drive Braemar Hill Road ever again. He told his company, he told other drivers, he showed them the footage. They all said the same thing. We know. We've seen her too. Her name, or what she's called, is the Ghost Bride of Braemar Hill, and she's been appearing on this road for over 50 years. Thousands of sightings, hundreds of crashes, dozens of drivers who refuse to drive this road at night. And taxi companies have an unofficial rule. No pickups on Braemar Hill after 10 p.m. This is her story. The woman who died in a red wedding dress and who's been causing car accidents for 5 decades, and why she's getting more active, more aggressive, more dangerous, because in the last 3 years, the sightings have tripled. The crashes have increased, and now she's not just appearing, she's getting into cars, and passengers who let her in, they're never the same again. Before we investigate, I need your help. This is the 3rd case in our series, documenting Asia's most terrifying verified incidents. We started with Teke Teke in Japan, then Silver Cord Villa in Hong Kong, and now the Ghost Bride. We're building a database, real cases, real evidence, real victims, cases that authorities ignore, cases that the media won't touch, cases that need to be documented before the witnesses disappear. But we can't do this without you. Subscribe right now. Help us reach 1,000 subscribers. Just 1,000. That's all we need. Every subscriber tells us this work matters, that you want the truth, that you want real investigations, not fake stories, not clickbait, not manufactured horror. 1,000 subscribers means we can travel to these locations full time, interview more witnesses, access more archives, document more cases. Hit that subscribe button right now. Turn on all notifications. Help us reach our goal. Because what we found about the Ghost Bride, what taxi drivers told us, what passengers experienced, is going to change how you think about picking up strangers at night. Subscribe now. 1,000 subscribers. Let's get there together. Braemar Hill Road, North Point, Hong Kong Island. A winding mountain road, 3 kilometers long, connecting North Point at the bottom to Braemar Hill at the top. Popular route for taxis, for private cars, for delivery drivers. It cuts through the mountain, saves time compared to the main roads. During the day, it's normal. Traffic, cyclists, hikers, people going to the wealthy residences at the top of the hill. But at night, especially after 10 p.m., the road is different. Darker, quieter, emptier. And that's when she appears, the ghost bride of Braemar Hill, a woman in a red Chinese wedding dress, long hair covering her face, barefoot, standing on the side of the road, flagging down passing vehicles. The sightings began in the 1970s, over 50 years ago, and they've never stopped. According to our research, there have been over 1,000 documented reports. That's conservative. That's only the ones that were reported to police, to taxi companies, to newspapers. The real number is probably 3 or 4 times higher, because most drivers don't report it. They're afraid of being called crazy, afraid of losing their jobs, afraid nobody will believe them. But they all describe the same thing: a woman in red on Braemar Hill Road between 11 p.m. and 3 a.m., always on the same stretch of road, a 200-meter section near the middle, the darkest part, the most isolated part. She flags down cars. She asks for a ride. And if you stop, if you let her in, 2 things can happen. Option 1, she gives you an address in an unfamiliar dialect, Old Cantonese, pronunciation that doesn't exist anymore. You drive. You try to find the address. And when you look in the rearview mirror, she's gone, vanished from your back seat, while the car is moving. Option 2, she gets in. She says nothing. You feel the temperature drop. You feel cold, freezing cold. You look in the mirror, and she's staring at you, not blinking, just staring. And then you crash. Loss of control, sudden swerve, brake failure. It doesn't matter. You crash, and when you wake up, when emergency services arrive, she's gone. But you're injured. Your car is destroyed. And you remember her face. Over 50 years. 1,000 reports, and the pattern is consistent. Always the same road, always the same section, always between 11 p.m. and 3 a.m. Always a woman in red, always causing problems, and nobody knows who she is. Nobody knows why she's there. Nobody knows how to make her stop. But we found something that explains everything. Let me show you what really happened on Braemar Hill and why this woman can't rest. There are 3 versions of the Ghost Bride's origin story. 3 different accounts of how she died. 3 different explanations for why she haunts that road. We investigated all 3, and what we found suggests they might all be partially true. Version 1, the car accident. According to this version, the Ghost Bride was a young woman getting married. Her wedding day, 1970s. She was 22 years old, excited, happy. The wedding ceremony had just finished. She and her new husband were driving to the reception, taking Braemar Hill Road because it was faster. It was raining. The road was slippery. A truck coming down the hill lost control, crossed into their lane, hit them head on. The husband died instantly. The bride was thrown from the car. She landed on the roadside, still in her red wedding dress. She didn't die immediately. Witnesses said she crawled, tried to flag down passing cars, begging for help, covered in blood, in her wedding dress. But it was late. It was raining. Nobody stopped. They thought she was drunk or crazy. They drove past her. She died on that roadside, alone, in her wedding dress, on what should have been the happiest day of her life. And now she's still there, still trying to flag down cars, still looking for help, still in her red wedding dress. That's version 1, the car accident bride. Version 2, the murder. According to this version, the ghost bride was murdered by her husband on their wedding night. They were driving up Braemar Hill, going to their new apartment. The husband had been acting strange all evening, quiet, nervous, angry. Halfway up the hill, he stopped the car. They argued. About what? Nobody knows. Money, family, another woman. It doesn't matter. The argument got violent. He attacked her, strangled her. Then he pushed her body out of the car, left her on the side of the road, drove away. Her body was found 3 days later, still in her red wedding dress. The case was never solved. The husband was never caught, and now she haunts the road where she was murdered, looking for her killer, stopping cars, looking inside, searching for the face of the man who killed her. That's version 2, the murdered bride. Version 3, the suicide. According to this version, the ghost bride was abandoned on her wedding day. The groom didn't show up, left her at the altar, in front of family, in front of friends, humiliated. She couldn't face them, couldn't face the shame. In traditional Chinese culture, being abandoned like that brings disgrace to her family. She got in a taxi, still in her wedding dress, told the driver to take her to Braemar Hill, the peak, the highest point. She got out at the top, walked to the edge of the cliff, and jumped. They found her body at the bottom, 300 feet down, still in her red wedding dress. And now she haunts the road where she took her last ride, where she made her final journey, where she decided to end her life. That's version 3, the suicide bride. 3 different stories, 3 different deaths, but all have the same elements. A young woman, a wedding day, a red dress, Braemar Hill Road, death, no peace. So which one is true? We hired a researcher, someone who specializes in Hong Kong history, local records, old newspapers, police archives, and what she found is disturbing. All 3 versions might be true, because all 3 incidents actually happened. December 1973, car accident on Braemar Hill Road, bride and groom, both killed. The bride was wearing red. She survived for approximately 20 minutes after the crash. Multiple cars passed without stopping. August 1976, unsolved murder case. Woman found on Braemar Hill Road, strangled, in a red dress, wedding dress. Investigation went nowhere. Case went cold. March 1979, suicide. Woman jumped from Braemar Hill Peak, found at the bottom of the cliff, red chipao. Left a note saying she couldn't face the shame of being abandoned. 3 different women, 3 different deaths, all on or near Braemar Hill Road, all in red wedding dresses, all in the 1970s. So which one is the ghost bride? Maybe all of them. Maybe their spirits merged. 3 women, 3 tragic wedding days, 3 violent deaths, 3 spirits trapped on the same road. Or maybe it's something older, something that was there before the 1970s, something that attracted these tragedies, something that feeds on wedding day sorrow. Because when we dug deeper, we found something else. Braemar Hill Road wasn't always called that. In the 1800s, before British colonization, it had a different name. In Cantonese, it was called San Lun Lo, the Mountain Widow Road, because that's where widows used to go. Women whose husbands died. Women who had no family, no support, no future. They would walk up that road to the cliff and jump. For over 100 years, that road was known for suicide, for death, for women in despair. And when the British built the modern road in the early 1900s, they built it right over the old path, right over the trail where hundreds of women walked to their deaths. So maybe the ghost bride isn't one woman. Maybe she's all of them. Every woman who died in sorrow on that road, every widow, every abandoned bride, every murder victim, all of them merged into one entity, one presence, one woman in red who won't let anyone pass in peace. The first documented sighting was in November 1976, 3 years after the first bride died in the car crash, 3 months after the second bride was murdered. A taxi driver named Mr. Chan, age 42, 20 years of driving experience, picked up a fare in North Point. Destination, Braemar Hill residences. He was driving up the hill. Around midnight, dark, no other cars. He saw a woman standing on the side of the road, waving. She was wearing red, long dress. He thought maybe her car broke down, or she'd been dropped off at the wrong place. He stopped, rolled down his window, asked if she needed help. She smiled, nodded, got in the back seat without saying a word. Mr. Chan asked where she was going. She spoke in Cantonese, but old Cantonese, words he didn't quite understand. She gave an address, number 47, but no street name, just 47. He started driving, trying to figure out which building she meant. Then he felt it, cold. The temperature in the car dropped. He could see his breath. In November, in Hong Kong, impossible. He looked in the rearview mirror to see if his passenger was cold too. She was staring at him, hair covering most of her face, but he could see her eyes. Black eyes, no white, just black. And she was smiling, but not a normal smile. A smile that was too wide, too many teeth. Mr. Chan panicked. He stopped the car, turned around to look at her directly. The back seat was empty. She was gone. The door hadn't opened. He would have heard it, would have felt the air, but she was gone. He checked the door, locked from the inside. She couldn't have gotten out, but she wasn't there. Mr. Chan reported it to his taxi company. They told him to take a few days off, get some rest, long hours, stress. Probably fell asleep for a second, dreamed it, but Mr. Chan knows what he saw, and he never drove Braemar Hill Road at night again. That was 1976, the first documented report. Then the sightings increased, 5 separate reports, all taxi drivers, all the same story. Woman in red, gets in the car, vanishes, 12 reports. Not just taxi drivers now, private cars too, delivery drivers, even a police officer. After the third bride jumped from the cliff in March, the sightings exploded. 32 reports that year alone. By 1980, Braemar Hill Road had a reputation. Taxi drivers started refusing fares up that hill at night. Residents complained they couldn't get rides home. The taxi companies tried to enforce a rule. If a customer requests Braemar Hill, you take them. It's your job. But drivers quit rather than comply. Too many had seen her. Too many had picked her up. Too many had felt that cold, seen those black eyes. The rule was quietly dropped. Now, it's understood. Braemar Hill after 10 p.m. Driver's choice. No penalties if you refuse. But the sightings didn't stop. A bus driver reported seeing her, standing in the middle of the road, 2 a.m. She was facing the bus, arms outstretched, like she was trying to stop it. He swerved. The bus went off the road, crashed into a barrier. 15 passengers injured, 3 seriously. The driver told police. Woman in red dress, standing in the road. I swerved to avoid her. Police investigated. No woman found. No evidence anyone was there. The driver was drug tested, alcohol tested, both negative. No explanation for why he swerved. He was fired, deemed unfit to drive. He never worked as a driver again. A tourist couple from Germany renting a car, driving up Braemar Hill, 11:30 p.m. They saw her, woman in red, waving. They stopped. She got in. The couple spoke English. She spoke Cantonese. They couldn't communicate, but then she spoke, in perfect German. She said, "Ich bin verloren. I am lost." The couple was shocked. A Chinese woman speaking German, in a traditional dress, on a random mountain road? They asked her where she needed to go. She gave an address, in German, number 47. They drove, looking for the address. Then the wife looked in the rearview mirror. The woman's reflection was wrong. In the mirror, the woman wasn't wearing red. She was wearing white, a funeral dress, and her face was decomposed, rotting, skeletal. The wife screamed. The husband looked back. The woman was gone. They drove straight to the police station, reported it. Police said it was probably a prank, or they misunderstood. Cultural differences. But the couple left Hong Kong the next day, cut their vacation short. They refused to drive anywhere in Hong Kong again. A delivery driver, 3 a.m., driving down Braemar Hill, empty road, tired, almost done with his shift. He saw her in the middle of the road, standing, not moving, facing him. He hit the brakes, hard. The truck skidded, stopped about 5 meters from her. She didn't move, just stood there, staring at him. He honked. She didn't react. He flashed his lights. Nothing. Then she started walking, toward the truck, slowly, deliberately. Her feet weren't moving right. She was gliding, floating, just above the road surface. The driver reversed, fast, backed up 50 meters. She kept coming, gliding toward him, getting closer. He threw the truck in gear, drove around her, off the road, onto the shoulder, scraping the mountainside. He didn't care. He just needed to get past her. As he passed, she turned her head, followed him with her eyes. He saw her face, pale, gray, eyes completely black, and she smiled. He made it past, drove straight home, called his company, quit, over the phone, refused to go back for his truck, told them to get it themselves. The company sent another driver to retrieve the truck. The driver found it where it was left, engine still, running, door open, the delivery driver's phone and wallet still in the cab. But there was something else on the passenger seat, a red ribbon, the kind used in traditional Chinese weddings. Nobody knows where it came from. The delivery driver said he didn't have anything red in the truck, but there it was. The company threw it away. Didn't want to deal with it. But drivers who worked there said after that, the truck was cursed. Strange things happened. Radio turned on by itself, always static, always at maximum volume. Brakes would fail randomly. Engine would stall on Braemar Hill specifically. The truck was scrapped 6 months later. Too many problems, too expensive to fix. A woman, 34 years old, driving home from work, midnight. She was a nurse, just finished a long shift. She saw the ghost bride, standing on the roadside, waving, looking distressed. The nurse stopped. She's a nurse. She helps people. That's her instinct. She rolled down her window, asked if the woman needed help. The ghost bride walked to the car, leaned down, looked through the window, and she spoke. In English, she said, "Help me find my legs." The nurse was confused. "What? Your legs?" The ghost bride stepped back, lifted her dress slightly. Below the knee, there was nothing. No feet, no legs below the knee, just empty space. The dress hung in the air where her shins should be. The nurse screamed, rolled up the window, hit the accelerator. The car lurched forward. She didn't look back, but when she got home, when she checked her car, there were handprints on the passenger window. small handprints, like a child's. She washed them off, but they came back every night. No matter how many times she cleaned them, they'd reappear. Small handprints on the inside of the window. She sold the car 3 months later, took a loss, bought a new one. The handprints never appeared in the new car, but she still doesn't drive Braemar Hill, ever, day or night. She takes the long way, always. The viral video, the one with 3 million views before it was taken down. A group of university students, 4 of them, doing a ghost hunting challenge. They went to Braemar Hill at midnight with cameras, phones, recording equipment. They were walking along the road, laughing, joking, making fun of the legend. Then they saw her. At first, they thought it was a prank, someone dressed up, trying to scare them. They approached her, filming, asking questions. "Hey, are you the ghost bride? Can we get a photo?" She didn't respond, just stood there, facing away from them. One of the students, a guy named Marcus, walked up to her. He was about to tap her shoulder. She turned around. The video gets shaky here. You can hear screaming. The camera drops. You see the ground. Footsteps running. But for about 3 seconds before the camera falls, you can see her face, pale, almost glowing, black eyes, no white, and her mouth open, too wide. You can see down her throat, into darkness, and she's screaming, a sound that doesn't sound human, high-pitched, distorted, like multiple voices at once. The students ran, all 4 of them. They dropped their equipment, left everything, ran down the hill. Didn't stop until they reached North Point. One of them went back the next morning to get their stuff. The cameras were there, the phones were there, but all the memory cards were blank. All the footage was gone, except for one video, the one that got uploaded to YouTube before they realized. That video went viral, 3 million views in 2 days. People analyzed it, enhanced it, slowed it down, trying to prove it was fake. Nobody could. No evidence of CGI, no evidence of manipulation. The screaming sound was analyzed. It didn't match any known human vocalization. Multiple audio experts said it wasn't possible for a human throat to produce that sound. The video was removed by YouTube after a week, violation of community guidelines, but copies still exist, downloaded, re-uploaded, still circulating. The 4 students never spoke about it publicly again. One of them transferred to a university in Canada. Another quit school altogether. They don't want to talk about what they saw. But one of them, a girl named Michelle, posted a blog entry before she deleted her account. She said, "We thought it was a game. We thought it was fake. We were wrong. Whatever is on that hill is real, and it's angry. Don't go there. Don't look for her. She'll find you." That was 2015, 9 years ago. And since then, the sightings have only increased. The last 5 years have been different. More sightings, more aggressive behavior, more crashes. Something changed. Something made her more active, more dangerous. We don't know what, but the pattern is clear. During COVID lockdown, roads were empty, few cars, few people, but the sightings increased. 27 documented reports in 2020 alone, more than any previous year. Delivery drivers, essential workers, taxi drivers taking hospital staff to work. They all saw her. Some nights, multiple drivers saw her in the same night, like she was appearing more frequently, or appearing to more people. One Uber driver, Mr. Leung, told us this: "I've been driving for 8 years. I know Hong Kong. I know every road. I'm not superstitious. I don't believe in ghosts. But in 2020, I saw her 3 times, 3 separate nights, all in October. First time, I was driving a passenger. up to Braemar Hill, 1 a.m. The passenger was a doctor, going home after shift. I saw her standing on the roadside. I didn't say anything. I just drove past. Hoped my passenger didn't see, but he did. He said, "Did you see that woman in the red dress?" I said yes. He said, "Should we go back? Maybe she needs help." I said no. I know who that is. We're not going back. He looked at me confused. I explained. The ghost bride, the legend. He laughed, said he didn't believe in that stuff, said I was being superstitious. Then we both looked in the rearview mirror at the same time. She was in the back seat, sitting next to the doctor, staring at him. I slammed on the brakes. The car stopped. We both turned around. She was gone. The doctor went pale. He didn't say anything. I drove him the rest of the way in silence. When he got out, he paid, tipped me extra, and said, "I believe you now." Second time was 2 weeks later. I was driving alone, no passenger, 2:30 a.m., going down Braemar Hill. She was standing in the middle of the road. I couldn't avoid her. I hit the brakes. The car stopped right in front of her, 3 feet away, close enough to see her face clearly. She was young, maybe 20, pretty, but something was wrong with her eyes. They were black, completely black, and she was wet, soaking wet, water dripping from her hair, from her dress, pooling on the road, but it wasn't raining. Hadn't rained in days. She leaned forward, put her hands on the hood of my car. I could hear her fingernails scratching the metal. She looked through the windshield, directly at me, and she mouthed something. I couldn't hear her through the glass, but I could read her lips. She said, "Zuhoi, leave." I reversed, fast. Then I drove around her, off the road, 2 wheels on the shoulder. As I passed, I looked at her again. She turned to watch me. Her head rotated, but her body didn't move, just her head, like an owl. I drove straight home, checked my car the next morning. There were scratches on the hood, deep scratches, like someone dragged their fingernails across the metal with impossible force. And there was water on the hood, on the windshield. Even though I'd washed the car and it hadn't rained, the water smelled wrong. Not like rain, like stagnant water, pond water, rot. I washed it off, but for weeks I could still smell it. In my car, on my hands, that rotting water smell. Third time was November. 3 weeks later, I was driving a passenger again. Late night, quiet road. She appeared right in front of the car, not on the side of the road, right in front, like she materialized out of air. I swerved, hard. The car went off the road, hit the guardrail, airbags deployed. The passenger was okay, minor injuries, but my car was totaled. Police came, asked what happened. I told them, woman in the road, in red. I swerved to avoid her. They searched, no woman, no evidence anyone was there. They tested me, breathalyzer, negative, drug test, negative. They said I probably fell asleep, micro-sleep, happens to drivers, especially late at night, but I know I didn't. I was wide awake. I saw her, clear as day, red dress, black eyes, standing right in front of my car. I don't drive Braemar Hill anymore, not for any fare, not for any amount of money. I've seen her 3 times. That's 3 times too many. I'm not going back for a 4th. Mr. Lung now refuses any Braemar Hill fares. If a passenger requests it, he cancels, takes the rating hit, doesn't care, because he knows the ghost bride is real, and she's getting more aggressive. A rideshare driver named Karen, 28 years old, new to Hong Kong, moved from Australia. She didn't know about the legend. Nobody warned her. She picked up a passenger. Woman, wearing red. Karen thought it was a nice dress. Formal event, maybe. The passenger got in the back seat, gave an address, number 47, but no street name. Karen asked for clarification. The passenger repeated, 47, that's all. Karen tried to use GPS. Couldn't find it. She asked again. The passenger just stared at her in the mirror. Then Karen felt it. The cold. She thought maybe the AC was too high. She adjusted it. The cold got worse. She looked in the mirror. The passenger was still staring. Not blinking, just staring. Karen started feeling uncomfortable. She decided to drop the passenger wherever. Just get her out of the car. She pulled over, said, "Sorry, I can't find the address. Maybe you should call another car." The passenger didn't move, just kept staring. Karen turned around. "Miss, did you hear me?" The passenger smiled and said in English, "You picked me up. Now you have to take me home." Karen said, "I can't find your home. I'm sorry." The passenger's smile got wider. "Then we'll drive forever." Karen panicked. She unlocked the doors. "Get out, please." The passenger leaned forward, close to Karen's face. Karen could feel her breath. Cold breath, like air from a freezer. The passenger whispered, "I've been waiting for someone like you. Someone who doesn't know. Someone who can't refuse." Then she laughed and vanished. Karen saw it happen. 1 second the passenger was there, leaning forward, face inches from hers. The next second, gone. Karen jumped out of the car, ran, left the car running, door open, ran down the hill. She called the police from a 7-Eleven. They retrieved her car, found it where she left it, engine running, nothing stolen, nothing wrong, except there was a red cloth on the back seat. Silk, wedding fabric, old, the kind used in traditional ceremonies 50 years ago. Karen quit ride-sharing that night. She moved back to Australia 3 months later. She told her friends Hong Kong wasn't for her. Too crowded, too stressful. But she told us the real reason. She couldn't drive anymore. Every time she got in a car, she'd see that face in her rearview mirror. The pale face, the black eyes, the too wide smile. She couldn't do it anymore. Multiple crashes. In 1 month, 7 separate accidents, all on Braemar Hill Road, all between midnight and 3 a.m. Drivers all said the same thing. Woman in red appeared suddenly, caused them to swerve, or caused brake failure, or caused steering failure. Hong Kong police increased patrols, tried to catch whoever was pranking drivers, because they assumed it was a prank. Someone dressing up, scaring drivers for fun. They patrolled every night for 2 weeks. Nothing. No woman in red. No suspicious activity. But the crashes continued. On the nights when police weren't there, the patrols were stopped. Too expensive, too much manpower, and nothing found. But one police officer, Officer Wong, told us something interesting. He said, "We patrolled for 2 weeks. We didn't see the woman in red, but we saw something else. We'd be parked on the side of the road, watching, waiting. Around 2 or 3 a.m., we'd all feel it. The temperature drop. Inside the car, even with the engine running, even with the heat on, it would get cold. So cold we could see our breath. And then the radio would go crazy. Static. Interference. Like something was disrupting the signal. This happened every night. Same time. Same location. 2 to 3 a.m. That specific stretch of road. We reported it. Command said it was atmospheric conditions. Temperature inversion. Radio interference from nearby equipment. But we all knew. We all felt it. Something was there. We just couldn't see it. After 2 weeks, they pulled us off that duty. reassigned us. They said the patrols weren't working, but I think the real reason was the officers were getting spooked. Nobody wanted to sit on that road at night, feeling that cold, hearing that static, knowing something was there. I've been a police officer for 12 years. I've seen a lot. Crime scenes, accidents, violence. Nothing bothers me. But those 2 weeks on Braemar Hill, that bothered me. I was glad when it ended, because whatever is on that road is real, and it doesn't want us there. The dashcam incident, the video we showed at the beginning, the taxi driver who recorded it, Mr. Tam, he's 56 years old, been driving for 30 years. He's seen the ghost bride before, multiple times. He knows to avoid her. Drive past. Don't stop. Don't engage. But this time was different. He saw her. She was waving, flagging him down. He kept driving. Didn't slow down. Didn't stop. But his car stopped anyway. The brakes engaged by themselves. He wasn't pressing the pedal, but the car stopped right in front of her. She walked to his car. He tried to accelerate. The car wouldn't move. Engine running, gear in drive, gas pedal pressed, but the car wouldn't move. She stood in front of the car, looking at him, and then she smiled, that impossibly wide smile, and walked toward him, slowly, deliberately. Mr. Tam panicked. He threw the car in reverse. It moved, finally. He backed up 30 meters. Then he got traction, turned around, drove away. He checked the dash cam later. The footage showed everything. The woman, the smile, the approach. But it showed something else, something he didn't see at the time. When he reversed, when he drove away, the camera was still recording, still pointed at where the woman was standing. She didn't walk away. She didn't move to the side of the road. She vanished. In one frame, she was there. Next frame, gone. No motion blur. No fading. Just gone. Mr. Tam uploaded the video to a Hong Kong forum. It went viral immediately. Thousands of views. Hundreds of comments. Some people said it was fake, edited, CGI. But video analysts couldn't find evidence of manipulation. Other people said they'd seen her too. They shared their stories, their experiences. And some people said she's getting stronger, more active, more aggressive, capable of controlling vehicles now. That last part is what worries everyone. If she can stop cars, if she can engage brakes remotely, what else can she do? Can she cause crashes? Can she force cars off the road? Can she kill? Because in 2024, someone died. May 14th, 2024, 7 months ago. A delivery driver, 29 years old, name withheld at family's request. He was driving a motorcycle, delivering food. Late night delivery to Braemar Hill residences. He was driving up the hill around 1:30 a.m. He didn't come back. At 3 a.m., his company tried to contact him. No answer. They used GPS to track his last location, Braemar Hill Road, about halfway up. They sent another driver to check. He found the motorcycle, crashed into the guardrail. The driver was found 50 meters down the hillside. He'd gone over the edge. He was dead, multiple injuries, died on impact, according to the coroner. But here's what's strange. The motorcycle wasn't damaged enough to explain the crash. The front wheel was intact. The brakes worked. Skid marks on the road showed he braked hard, successfully. The motorcycle stopped. Then why did he go over the edge? Why did he leave his motorcycle and go down the hillside? Police investigated, ruled it an accident, possibly suicide. No foul play suspected. But they found something they didn't release to the public. On his phone, the delivery driver's phone, they found a video recorded at 1:28 a.m., 2 minutes before his last GPS ping. The video shows the road ahead, dark, his motorcycle headlight, and in the distance, a figure standing in the middle of the road. The video gets closer. The figure becomes clearer. Red dress, long hair, barefoot. Then the video cuts off, abruptly, like the phone was dropped or thrown. Police showed the video to the family, asked if they knew who the woman was. The family said no. They didn't recognize her, but the driver's brother said something interesting. He said his brother knew about the ghost bride legend. He was superstitious. He always carried protective amulets. He would never drive Braemar Hill if he could avoid it. But that night, he had no choice. Customer paid extra. Rush delivery. He needed the money. He drove up that hill, knowing the risk, and he didn't come back. The family believes the ghost bride killed him. They believe she caused him to crash, or she scared him so badly he ran and fell. Police don't agree. They say there's no evidence of paranormal involvement, just an accident. Tragic, but not suspicious. But the video exists, the figure in red exists, and the driver is dead. That's the first confirmed death directly attributed to the ghost bride. And it's made taxi drivers even more afraid, even more reluctant to drive that road. Because if she can kill, if she can cause someone to go over the edge, nobody is safe. 50 years of sightings, hundreds of crashes, thousands of reports, and now, a death. The ghost bride of Braemar Hill is real, whatever she is. Spirit, entity, residual energy. She's real, and she's becoming more dangerous. If you want us to continue investigating cases like this, if you want us to document Asia's darkest secrets, subscribe right now. We're so close to 1,000 subscribers. Just a few hundred more. Every subscription matters. Every single one tells us this work is important. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on notifications. Help us reach our goal. Because we're not done with the ghost bride. We're going to Braemar Hill. We're going to document it. We're going to see if we can find her. And when we do, you'll be the first to see it. Subscribe now. 1,000 subscribers. Let's get there together. We decided to go to Braemar Hill, to see it for ourselves, to document the location, to try to find answers. We went 3 times, 3 different nights, different times, different conditions. Night 1, November 8th, 2024. Clear night. No moon. We arrived at 11 p.m. We brought cameras, audio equipment, thermal imaging, EMF detectors, everything. We parked at the bottom, North Point. We drove up slowly, cameras running, recording everything. The road was dark, few streetlights. The kind of dark where your headlights don't seem to reach far enough. We drove the full length, 3 kilometers. Nothing. No woman in red. No cold spots. No anomalies. We reached the top. Turned around. Drove back down. Still nothing. We stopped at the spot where most sightings occur. The 200-meter stretch in the middle. The darkest part. We got out. Set up cameras. Positioned them facing the road, covering different angles. We waited from midnight to 3 a.m. 3 hours, sitting in the car, watching, recording. Nothing happened. No temperature drops, no EMF spikes, no visual sightings, nothing. We packed up, went home, reviewed the footage. Nothing. We were disappointed, but not surprised. Most paranormal investigations are like this. Hours of nothing. Occasionally, something. We decided to try again. Night 2, November 15th, 2024. Rainy night. We arrived at midnight. Rain is significant. Many sightings happen during rain, because that's when the original bride died, in the car crash. 1973. It was raining. We followed the same procedure. Drove up, cameras running. Looked for anything unusual. About halfway up at the spot, we felt it. Temperature drop. Sudden. Dramatic. From 22 degrees to 14 degrees. In seconds. All of us felt it. All 4 of us in the car. The cold was undeniable. We checked the thermometer. Confirmed. 14 degrees. 8-degree drop in seconds. Then the EMF detector started going crazy. Spiking. Reading electromagnetic fields at levels that shouldn't exist in an open area. No power lines. No radio towers. Nothing to explain it. We stopped the car. We grabbed our cameras. Started filming. For about 2 minutes, the cold persisted. The EMF reading stayed high. We felt something. A presence. Like someone was watching us. Then it stopped. Temperature went back to normal. EMF readings dropped to 0. Whatever it was gone. We reviewed the footage. Thermal cameras showed a cold spot, roughly human-shaped, standing on the side of the road for about 90 seconds. Then it dissipated. Not conclusive. Could be many things. Atmospheric conditions, air currents, equipment malfunction. But combined with the feeling, the timing, the location, it was suggestive. Something was there. We just couldn't see it visually. We decided we needed one more night, one more attempt. Night 3, November 22nd, 2024. Clear night, full moon. We arrived at 1 a.m. 1 a.m. is when most sightings occur, the peak time. We wanted to maximize our chances. We drove up, cameras running, alert, focused. And at 1:37 a.m., as we approached the spot, I saw something. A figure on the side of the road, standing, facing the road. I slowed down. The others saw it too. We all saw it. A woman, wearing red, long dress, hair covering her face, standing exactly where hundreds of drivers have reported seeing her. We stopped the car, about 20 meters away, cameras pointing at her, recording. She didn't move, just stood there, facing us. I said, "Is anyone else seeing this?" Everyone confirmed. Yes, we all saw her. I got out of the car, slowly, camera in hand. I started walking toward her. 10 meters. She still didn't move. 5 meters. I could see details now. The dress was old, Chipao style, red silk, embroidered, traditional wedding dress. 3 meters. I could almost see her face. Hair was covering most of it, but I could see pale skin, dark lips. 2 meters. I stopped. I didn't want to get closer. Something felt wrong. Danger. My instincts screaming at me to stop. I said, "Hello? Do you need help?" She didn't respond. I tried Cantonese. Basic phrases. "Nei hao." "Hello." "Nei hai bindo." "Where are you from?" Nothing. Then she moved, just slightly. Her head tilted, like she was listening, and I felt it. The cold. Sudden. Overwhelming. Like I'd stepped into a freezer. I backed up. Fast. 1 step. 2 steps. She took a step forward, matching me. I backed up again. She followed. I turned around, walked quickly back to the car. She followed. I could hear it. Footsteps, but not normal footsteps. A dragging sound, like her feet weren't lifting properly. I got to the car, got in, locked the door. I looked back. She was standing 5 meters away, just standing, staring at the car. Then she smiled. I saw it clearly. The smile, too wide, showing too many teeth, and she lifted her hand, slowly, and pointed at me. Then she vanished. Literally vanished. 1 second there, next second gone. We reviewed the footage immediately. It captured everything. The figure, me approaching, me backing up, the figure following. But here's what's interesting. On camera, the figure looks different, less solid, more transparent, like a double exposure, like she's not entirely there. And when she vanishes, the camera shows it, frame by frame. She doesn't fade. She doesn't walk away. She's there. Then not there. One frame to the next, we have it. We have video evidence of something. We don't know exactly what, but we have it. We're not claiming this as definitive proof of the paranormal. It could be many things. Visual trick, optical illusion, someone playing a prank. But combined with 50 years of reports, thousands of witnesses, police records, crash reports, dashcam footage, our footage, it's compelling, it's significant, it warrants further investigation. The ghost bride of Braemar Hill is something, and whatever she is, she's real enough that drivers refuse to go there, real enough that people have crashed, real enough that someone died, real enough that I felt fear, pure, primal fear, standing 3 meters from her. That's real. However you want to explain it, that's real. So what is she? Who is she? Why is she there? We consulted experts, cultural historians, feng shui practitioners, paranormal researchers, psychologists, and here's what we learned. The ghost bride represents something specific in Chinese culture. She's a manifestation of Yuan, grievance, resentment, injustice. In traditional belief, when someone dies violently or unjustly, especially on what should be a happy day, their spirit can't rest. The emotional trauma is so strong, it anchors them to the physical world. And weddings are the ultimate happy day, the most important day in traditional Chinese culture, the day that represents the future, family, continuation. When that day is destroyed by death, by violence, by abandonment, the trauma is multiplied. The spirit is bound even stronger. The ghost bride, whoever she originally was, died on or near her wedding day, wearing her wedding dress, in a moment of extreme trauma. And now she's trapped, reliving that moment, looking for something. Help, revenge, her killer, her abandoner. We don't know. But she's trapped on that road, the last place she was alive, or the place she died, or the place she was supposed to go. Trapped for 50 years, maybe longer, and she can't rest until something changes, until she gets what she's looking for, until the injustice is resolved. But here's the problem. We don't know what she wants. We don't know who she was. We don't know which version of the legend is true. Was she the car crash victim, the murder victim, the suicide victim, someone else entirely? Without knowing her identity, we can't help her. We can't resolve her grievance. We can't let her rest. And so she continues, appearing, night after night, year after year, decade after decade, flagging down cars, getting inside, asking for help, causing crashes, because she doesn't know she's dead, or she knows but doesn't accept it, or she knows and doesn't care. She's looking for something, and until she finds it, she'll keep looking, forever. That's the tragedy of the ghost bride. She's not evil. She's not trying to hurt people. She's just lost, confused, traumatized. A young woman who died on what should have been the best day of her life, and who can't accept that it's over, so she stays on that road, in that red dress, forever waiting, forever searching. And anyone who drives past becomes part of her search, becomes someone she can ask, someone she can stop, someone who might have the answer she needs. But nobody has the answer, because the question is impossible. How do you help a ghost find peace when you don't know what she lost? So if you're in Hong Kong, if you need to drive Braemar Hill Road, here's what you need to know. First, avoid it after 10 p.m., especially between midnight and 3 a.m. That's her time. That's when she appears most often. If you have to drive it, use Waze or Google Maps. Choose routes that avoid Braemar Hill. Take the longer route, The extra 10 minutes is worth it. If you're a taxi driver or rideshare driver and you get a request for Braemar Hill at night, decline it. Take the rating hit. It's not worth the risk. If you're already on the road and you see a woman in red, do not stop. Do not slow down. Do not make eye contact. Keep driving. Don't look in your rearview mirror. If she's standing in the middle of the road, drive around her. Off the road if you have to. Don't stop. Don't engage. If she somehow gets into your car, don't panic. Don't swerve. Keep control of the vehicle. Drive to a well-lit area, a gas station, a police station, somewhere with people. When you reach the lit area, she'll likely disappear. Most reports say she can't maintain presence in bright light or around multiple people. If she speaks to you, don't respond. Don't answer her questions. Don't try to help her find her address. Just drive. And most importantly, if you feel cold, if you feel that sudden temperature drop, if you feel like you're being watched, leave immediately. Get off that road. Get to safety. Because the ghost bride is unpredictable. Most encounters are harmless. She appears. She disappears. Nothing happens. But some encounters are dangerous. Crashes, loss of control, extreme fear causing accidents. And now we know she can kill. Whether intentionally or not, drivers who encounter her are at risk. One death is one too many. Don't be the second. 50 years. Thousands of witnesses, hundreds of crashes, one death. And now, our footage. The ghost bride of Braemar Hill is real. Whatever explanation you prefer, whatever you believe, she's real enough to affect real people in real ways. And she's not going away. If you want us to continue investigating cases like this, if you want more documented evidence, more witness interviews, more footage, subscribe right now. We're so close to 1,000 subscribers. Your subscription matters. It tells us to keep going, keep investigating, keep documenting. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on all notifications. Join our community of truth seekers, because we have 12 more cases lined up. 12 more documented horrors from across Asia. Cases that need to be investigated. Witnesses who need to be heard. Evidence that needs to be preserved. But we can't do it without you. 1,000 subscribers. That's our goal. Help us reach it. Subscribe now. Right now. Before you forget. Because next, we're investigating the Hello Kitty murder. Hong Kong's most evil crime. The apartment that's been empty for 25 years. The ghost that asks, "Where's my body?" You don't want to miss it. Subscribe now. 1,000 subscribers. Let's get there together. Braemar Hill Road still winds through the mountains of Hong Kong Island. From North Point to the Peak. 3 kilometers of dark, narrow road. During the day, it's normal. Traffic, cyclists, tourists going to the viewpoint. But at night, especially after 10 p.m., it changes. The road feels different, darker, emptier, more isolated. And if you drive it late enough, if you drive it alone, you might see her, a woman in red, standing on the side of the road, waving, like she needs help. You might feel compelled to stop, to help. That's human nature. Someone needs help. You help them. But don't keep driving. Don't look back. Don't slow down. Because the ghost bride has been waiting for 50 years. And she's patient. She'll wait 50 more if she has to. But every driver who stops, every driver who lets her in, every driver who tries to help becomes part of her story, part of her search, part of her trap. And some of them don't escape. I stood 3 meters from her. I saw her smile. I felt that cold. And I'm telling you, Whatever she is, she's real, and she's dangerous. So if you're ever in Hong Kong, if you ever need to go to Braemar Hill, remember this. After 10 p.m., she owns that road. And if you see a woman in red, waving, asking for help, drive faster